It's time for us to look at trading activities at the exchange, and Effiong Ekop is live in the studio for that conversation. I still will be joined by another guest, I think via phone, for this same conversation. Effiong, the market is bouncing back in green, after, mixed.
We had it yesterday in green.
Yes.
So today there is rebalancing in the market because when market tilted downward some 2 weeks ago, and then we had price reduction, then we are seeing that they are coming back somehow. It is a recovery of prices in many of the subsectors. The thing, as I said the other day, is that we've seen investors, exercising a kind of fatigue in the way the strength is not as serious as we had seen in the last 2 months. Basically, watching out what information will come from the corridor of financial regulator, especially the central bank, because that news, that information is very, very big, concerning half-year results of the industry. That's the big thing around. And they are also watching how, and then noticing and getting to know how many of the banks have already gotten to the shoreline. Then those that are approaching the threshold. So those are the things that are shaping markets and then giving information all through. Anything concerning financial industry, it concerns everybody, not only the players or then the regulators, individuals, household. They stay tuned and want to know which one. For instance, the bank that you are doing business with, if they say there's anything wrong, you will check somehow, because you are worried about your money that is there. So that is it. Until we finish the recapitalization of the bank and, in fact, the insurance subsector, people will take decisions, not so quickly as we had seen in the last 6 months. We basically have roughly about 7 months, to the end of the deadline that the banks must show to central bank that they have made recapitalization. And I was reading newspaper some 2 days ago, and I think I agree with the writer that as it is now, we can be too sure with the big banks who are looking up to playing in international markets. Then the other one in Tier 2, and then the non-interest banking, and then the regional one, they may not be able to bring up exactly what the central bank wants. And so we expect that there could be a game that relates to mergers in acquisition in the industry, although time is actually running out. So that is the key thing that we are watching out for.
And the banks and the insurance sector, of course, they play a big one in the market. Looking at this recap thing, I think about 6 banks have made up at the moment.
I think they are up to 8 now. Because
they're up to 8 now because of the planned mergers and all of that. Because I discussed that on Monday, and the fact,
for now we don't need to.
Yes. The fact that there's even a delay with their financials with the CBN is also something that is.
That's what we want to find out. Why and how, then when. You understand? And after this month, we will be entering the last quarter of the year. So that's something curious somehow. But I believe that the regulator wants to be sure that whatever figure a bank is bringing out must really be credible and then true to it. And if you say you have a huge funds, then part of it being kept somewhere, you should still have something readily enough for you to be able to continue your daily transactions. So focus is on those big ones that want to play internationally for now. So you should be able to meet up with the banks that are coming from South Africa, Kenya, London. Do you understand? Because you have to protect yourself and then the local economy that you also represent.
Interesting stuff now. I'm seeing the gainers list today. Guinness, Lotus, shells that are Eon Cell. We have Regalings, Tom's Way.
Guinness has been a company that investors really like to play with. You know, when there was the currency problem, and then some of these companies were mentioned, majority of the shareholders were troubled, but they have been able to bounce back, and that also includes Guinness. So in recent times, we've seen Guinness coming top on, you know, the chart of playing and then doing exactly what it used to do, because Guinness, by every standard, is a leader in its sector. That's the brewing sector. It's highly respected in the market. So I believe that it has overcome some of its problems that you know, came as a result of depreciation of the naira. So Guinness is well positioned, you know, to do great business. That's why we see Guinness featuring up and down each of the trading day. And the period is also coming for this sector to do very well. You know, during Christmas time, they do a lot of sales.
A lot of celebrations
so
and
we
all.
expect that any moment from now, they will begin to store up their houses with, you know, some of the drinks. They have popular brands that are sold a lot. No matter how bad the economy is,
no, they always make
Christmas
profits.
will always be celebrated.
It's a season of dirty December.
And this type of company knows how to position itself,
of course,
you know,
of course, very well for that.
So that's
the losers today. I see Mr. Muktar Mohammed should also join us for this conversation. I don't know if we have Mr. Muktar now. Mr. Muktar. Okay, yet to join us. Losers list: FG Sukuk, Connor PLC, TIP, Sovereigns, and Omar Tech.
Yeah, and Wapip Insurance is also there.
Yes. Before you respond to that, let me say that we are joining our live pictures from Abuja now, where the construction of arterial, I beg your pardon, arterial road N1 from Wuye District to Ring Road 2, that's been inaugurated by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, the Minister Nelson Wike. But we'll continue our program on all other platforms. You can also watch us, of course, online and on other platforms. And also a link will be on TV there where you can also zoom in and watch us live as we continue Business Nigeria on our other platforms. Thank you. All right, then. Mr. Muktar Mohammed, thank you so much for joining the program.
Sure.
Thanks. Thanks for your intervention. But the market is in green today. I'd just like to get your views as we wrap up today's edition of the program.
Well, Tolu, you know, the last time I said we needed a trigger. And I think those triggers have started coming in. Just this afternoon, we got the message about the Zenith Bank payment of 125 kobo. Remember, from a company that might not be able to pay due to forbearance and all that. So we are beginning to see those triggers, and so I'm not surprised that the market is green. Hopefully tomorrow we might begin to see some of the results, especially from those companies that are paying interim dividends from the tier 1 banks, especially. We've gotten Zenith, we are waiting for UBA, and we're waiting for Access, and we're waiting for GTCO. Once those results comes in, but like we always say, you know what to expect when you get one result. So for now, I think I'm not surprised the market is green, and also we'll start having earnings reports also from some of the conglomerate industrial good, consumer good, telecommunication. Third quarter results any moment for now will be turning into the market. So I think that's positivity that is driving what you are experiencing now in the green, and we expect that to continue. But again, like I always say, the market is not a straight line, so profit taking may come in, but I don't see that happening this week. I think the market this week, the remaining days of this week, should be green.
That sounds like a good one. What do you make as we wrap it up here? Effiong is also live in the studio.
Yeah, I just like to notice that the insurance sector seems to be doing what we've been expecting for a long time. In terms of showing themselves off, the companies are coming and, you know, taking right positions. Insurance stocks are beginning to, you know, be very popular with shareholders. They buy plenty of them. And I also hear that the industry players are also doing things professionally. Do you understand? Because one of the drawbacks was you have problems, you run to your insurance company and they begin to speak grammar. So now they pay, compensation readily, as I hear. And then the regulators policing them very well, like the central bank is doing with the banks. So that will open up the economy and bring the needed support, that's the finance now, for investors, to continue. And it will be very well. When we have a combination of contributions from the banks and insurance companies, the country will be, going up in the sky. So it's reasonable.
All right, then, Mr. Muktar Mohammed, what is your parting shot with regards to the performance of your market today?
Tulu, very confident that the market will continue this trend necessarily tomorrow. I expect some results to turn in before the end of this week. And also, by the first week of October, we start getting those third quarter results from all those industrial good, consumer good. So hopefully, I think the trend of the market being green will continue. I'm optimistic that we won't see the market closing green this week.
That's a good way, and it's a good way to live it. I must thank you so much for your time. Despite the short notice, you were able to join us. Thank you so much, Mr. Muktar Mohammed. We don't take this for granted. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tulu. My pleasure always. Thank you.
All right, then. So, Effiong, Ekop.
Yeah, Tulu.
Thanks so much, as always.
It's a pleasure.
All right, then. But finally, before we go, let's tell you that Independent Media and Policy Initiative, a Nigerian policy think tank, has projected that headline inflation will fall to 17% by December. Chairman of IMPI, Mr. Moni Yakinsuji, in a statement said the projection would be recorded following a consecutive decline that brought the figure down to 20.12% in August. Mr. Yakinsuji said the trend represents the country's longest period of disinflation in nearly a decade, adding that it expected the central bank's monetary policy to ease interest rates in response. The IMPI board said Nigeria's inflation rate had dropped steadily from 24.5% in January to 20.12% in August, describing the 17.5% decline as the deepest mid-year slowdown in over a decade. According to him, Nigeria's disinflationary pattern in 2025 places it alongside 2017, 2018 as rare years where consumer prices dropped. Well, that's our package today. Thank you so very much for being a part of it. I'll see you same time tomorrow on Business Nigeria. Stay safe, make the cash.